These are some of the most popular job roles for international students in Australia. If you're looking for work in Australia, this video will be really helpful for you, as in this video we will talk about some of these job roles, including what sort of things you have to do in these job roles, what are some of the requirements to work in these job roles, how much you will get paid on an average, and what are some of the benefits of working these jobs. So if you are someone who is looking or planning to work in Australia, then this video is for you. Just before we get started, it's important to note that there are work limitations for international students in Australia. Most of the students are allowed to work only 48 hours per fortnight when their study is in session. Of course, during official school holidays, you can work as much as you want, but you are limited by hours when your study is in session. Of course, there are some exceptions that applies, but most of the students need to abide by these rules. Now that being done, let's go straight into our job roles. First one on our list is hospitality staff. This is by far the most popular job roles for international students in Australia. It's because they are quite flexible and it's quite easy to get as well. So in hospitality, you could be working as a waiting staff such as waiter or waitress. You could also work in other job roles such as bartender as well, or maybe in the back of the kitchen like a kitchen hand. Now looking for the requirements, you might need to get an RSA certificate in order to work in hospitality sector. This certificate is required if you are going to work in a venue where alcohol is served. Either you are serving it yourself or someone else is serving. And it's quite easy to get this certificate. If you need to get one, we will leave the link of that in the description box below. So you can go and check that course out. It's one of the most affordable courses out there. And the good thing is you can do it online as well. Now let's look at the average pay. If you're working in these sort of job roles, you can get paid anywhere around $23 per hour to $28 per hour. Of course, it will depend upon your skills, experience, and your location as well. But this is sort of an average number you might get when you're working in these sort of job roles. Now looking at some of the benefits of working in these sort of job roles, one thing, if you're working in a customer facing roles, you could get some additional tips as well. Although tips are not very popular here in Australia, but there is still a chance that you could get some. A lot of hospitality venues offer great discounts to their staff members for their food. Sometimes they even offer free meals, and the work environment is usually quite fun, as most of the people working in this environment are pretty young. So social environment is pretty cool. The next job role is also related to hospitality sector, but we categorize it differently. This job role is barista. So if you are working as a barista, of course you will be required to prepare and serve the coffees, as that will be your main job role. Of course, you have to know how to use the coffee machine and also to clean it as well. As in, for the requirements to become a barista, it is good to have a barista training course. If you could do one, that will be great. This could be something you could do it in your home country as well. So if you can do it before coming to Australia, that's also great. But if you want to come and do it here, of course, you can do it in Australia as well. Average pay rate for a barista can be anywhere from $25 to $29 per hour. But again, it will vary. As mentioned previously, it could be based on your experience, skills, and location. Benefit of working as a barista, again, tips is something you can expect. Usually people in Australia don't tip much, but baristas can still get some tips. Of course, if you make good coffees, you're likely to get free coffee as well working as a barista. And working as a barista, you will get a lot of social interaction with different types of people, because in Australia a lot of people like to chat with their baristas, and some baristas will even know the life stories of the people who they are serving, so it can help you build great relationship with those people. Next job on our list is delivery drivers. Now there are different type of job roles in the delivery driver itself. You could be delivering food or you could be delivering parcels. So what you need to do in your job role could vary depending upon the type of deliveries you're doing. Now as a requirement, you must have a valid driver license, especially if you are going to deliver using car or other motor vehicle. But if you're going to deliver it by using bicycle, then you don't need that. However, sometimes some companies may require you to have a background check as well. The average pay rate can vary significantly because of the type of deliveries you're doing. So on an average, it can be anywhere from $20 per hour to $30 per hour. Again, depend upon the type of deliveries you're doing. If you're going to do food deliveries with platforms like Uber Eats, DoorDash, it can be on the lower end. If you're delivering parcels for a courier company or with Australia Post, it could be on the higher end as well. If you would like to become a delivery driver with DoorDash, then we have a link in the description box below. You can sign up using that link. The benefit is the flexibility. You can work and choose your own hours. Especially with the platforms like Uber Eats and DoorDash, you can choose your own hours when you would like to work. Again, there is a potential for getting some tips, as some people who get their things delivered, they might like to give you tips. And one of the best part of this sort of job role is traveling around and knowing the city. So when you're delivering these items, you get to know your city better. Moving on to our job number 4, which is retail assistant. As a retail assistant, you will be responsible for handling the customer queries, helping them with their purchases, taking payments, and if they have any complaints, handling those complaints as well. Now, you don't require any certification to become a retail assistant, but it's very important for you to have a good communication skills, as it is a must when dealing with customers. On an average, you can get paid anywhere from $23 to $29 per hour. The benefit of working in this sort of a job role is that you get some staff discounts. So for example, I used to work in Woolworths and I used to get 5% discount on my purchases, but in some other retail stores, you can get even higher staff discount rates. Again, there are a lot of flexibility in the hours as well, so you can work around your hours with your university schedule as well. The next one on our list is sales representatives. Now, as the word suggests, it is a job where you need to sell products or services. So that will be your main job. It could be face-to-face where you're meeting your customers, or it could be over the phone as well. Again, very important requirement will be to have a good communication skills when working as a sales representative. Now, the average base pay rate can be anywhere from $23 to $26 per hour. And when I said base pay rate, because many of these job roles actually have bonuses attached to them as well. So the base pay rate can be anywhere between 23 to 26 per hour, but then there are additional bonuses you can get. And that's one of the benefit of working in this sort of job roles, because you can make a lot of money on top of your base pay rate due to the potential for getting these bonuses. And again, there's a flexibility in these sort of job roles, so you can choose your hours when it comes to working in this industry. Next on our list is warehouse assistants. Now, in the warehouse, you could be working in different sort of job roles, but if you're just working as an assistant, you could be responsible for receiving the items or checking the inventory or dispatching them. Now, one of the key requirement will be your physical fitness if you're going to work in this sort of a job role, where you will be required to be fit enough to lift and move some of the items. Obviously, if you're going to work in some other sort of job roles, you may need to require some certifications as well. So for example, if you're going to work as a forklift driver, you need a certification for that. Average pay rate for working in the warehouses can be anywhere from $26 per hour to $30 per hour. The good thing about working in these sort of job roles is there is a potential for getting some overtime work as well. This is especially useful during your school holidays. We actually got a whole video regarding how to get warehouse jobs, so we will leave the link of that in the description box below if you're interested in looking in a warehouse job role. Next on our list is tutors. As a tutor, you could be working with the university or you could be doing private tutoring as well. The basic job role will be to provide academic assistance to the students, whether it's a student for the university or the schools. The main requirement is that you need to be proficient in your subject area, whichever area you're going to teach. So if you're good in mathematics, you can become tutor for that. Or if you're good in science, you can become tutor for that. Or whichever subject you are proficient in. Now, the average pay rate can vary significantly in this sort of a role. It can be anywhere from $25 per hour to $40 per hour. It can be even more if you're working with universities. However, this job is not as easy to get. Becoming a tutor, one of the best thing is that you can choose your flexible schedule. You can work around your hours with the students, especially if it's going to be one-on-one tutoring. And these days, there are plenty of platforms you can sign up to become a tutor as well. And while you're working, it is a great opportunity for you to enhance your own knowledge as well. The next one on our list is babysitter or nanny. As a part of this job role, you will be required to look after the children. It could be about cooking food for them, feeding them, changing their nappies, or just helping parents to pick up or drop off kids. If you are going to work as a babysitter or nanny, you are required to have working with children check, also known as blue card in some states. As a babysitter or nanny, you could earn anywhere from $23 per hour to $28 per hour. Depends upon your negotiation with the family. And working as a babysitter or a nanny is a very rewarding experience, as you're going to help the parents for their little ones. And if you enjoy dealing with kids, it can be quite a fun job as well. The next one on our list is aged care worker. As an aged care worker, you will be responsible for looking after the elderly people, usually helping them with their daily activities, sometimes even assisting them for their shopping or just general cleanup and looking after them. Now, if you're going to work as an aged care worker, you usually need a certification. This certificate is known as Certificate 3 in Individual Support. You can also do Certificate 4 in Aged Care as well. Average pay rate can vary between $23 per hour to $28 per hour. And with the government initiatives, it could be even higher now. Again, it's one of those rewarding works where you get to help the most vulnerable knowledgeable people in our community, and there is a possibility for you to advance career in this sort of job role. So you can progress from aged care worker to becoming a nurse or some other management role in the aged care sector itself. Last but not the least on our list is cleaners. You could be working as a cleaner in residential or in commercial settings. And as a cleaner, you will be required to clean up those premises, whether it's residential or commercial. There are not many requirements in terms of becoming a cleaner. There are no such certifications or licenses required, and the pay rate can be quite decent as well. It can be anywhere from $25 per hour to $30 per hour if you're going to work as a cleaner. Again, flexibility is one of the advantage, and a decent pay is another advantage of working as a cleaner. I hope you find this information useful. If you do, then make sure to share it with your friends as well. Also, if you're interested in working in hospitality sector, we got an amazing video regarding that. Check this video here where I talk about what are the requirements to work in hospitality sector and how to get these jobs as well. So click there and I'll see you in that video.